Yes, you can buy houses with zero money. Not just any house, but you can buy big, massive, 10-bedroomed houses like this. How do I know? Because not only have I done it, but hundreds and hundreds of people do it constantly all the time, and now it's your turn. This property, not only was it bought with no money, but it rents out at £65,000 per year. James, you're the owner of the house. How did you find this gem, and how did you finance it with no money?
I actually found this deal on one of your crash courses.
So you went through the same strategies and you got on stage and you shared it to everybody. I was like, I'll buy that. Let me give you £3,000 for it. And James, what did you say?
I knew it was a good deal, but then I realised it must have been a really good deal. So one of the other people who were at the crash course put me to one side and he bought it. So we've joint ventured on it, so we're both 50-50.
Nice.
He put the money in, I did the work, and we split everything.
Let me tell you something, folks. Every property in the country has a classification. C3 is if it's a residential dwelling house, if it's an apartment, somewhere that someone lives. If it's a HMO, it's C4. If it's a HMO that's bigger than 7 bedrooms, it is
Sui generis.
Sui generis. I can never pronounce that, so I'll get him to do it. But this wasn't any of those things. This was
Class E.
Or commercial property. Yeah. So this was offices. So when you bought it, the reason he got it so cheap was because
you couldn't do anything else with it.
Commercial property is falling, especially rundown offices, because commercial properties are valued based on their rent. If there's no rent coming in, then the value's low. So how much did you agree to buy it for?
We paid $270 for it.
Cash.
Cash.
The investor's money?
Yes.
$270. And then what did you do? Let's have a look round.
But one thing I picked up from the crash course was, if something's been running as something for 10 years, I then got grandfather rights on it.
Right.
So I then realised that the council themselves have been running it as an illegal HMO because they were...
The council did something illegal?
Yeah, so they were running it as a 10-bed hostel.
Right.
When it should have been officers. So because I managed to get all them ASTs because of the estate agents that were running it for the council, I then forwarded that into planning, managed to get planning to change it into a 10-bed HMO. Because
even though it's Class E, and even though every other investor's thinking, oh, it's Class E, it's not going to work, you knew the little hack, which is grandfather rights.
Exactly.
So they gave you the certificate of lawfulness to run it as a legal 10-bed HMO.
Yeah.
So you bought it for $270?
$270, yeah.
And then the refurb, how much did it cost?
$65K.
That's not bad. And then once you had done the refurb, so you'd spent in total about $3,500.
Yeah.
You got it valued at how much?
$500,000.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, mate. We could do $500,000. That was the value, right? Times 70% is $350. So you pulled your money out.
Yeah. Plus some.
Plus some.
Yeah.
Paid the investor back.
Yeah, and then both had a nice little wage off it, and it cash flows well.
Have you structured the joint ventures in a company?
Yeah, we've got a limited company set up.
Alphabetic shares or director's loan?
Directors, it went in as a director's loan, but then we had a contract, which I actually got from you, to override that. So he gets a minimum of 75% of his investment back. The 25% is justified by what I've done, obviously, because he's just sat at home, basically. And then afterwards we split everything 50-50. So we're in this together now, 50-50 forever and a day.
I love that, man. How much rent do you get per room?
We average about $125. They're all slightly different, but in total we get $5,500 a month for all the rooms, guaranteed.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed every month.
So if the rooms are empty?
Right now this room's empty, and we're still getting paid.
How does that work?
The NHS have got a contract with us that we can't put anybody else in here for the length of that contract. Whether they've got people in it or not, they have to pay us full rent.
So the NHS basically, they want somewhere for their staff, so they've just rented the whole thing off you. So you're getting guaranteed rent long term, no voids. That's absolutely epic. Did you know I'm a best-selling author of this book, Buy Low, Rent High? How anybody can be financially free by investing in property in 12 months or less. You can get a copy of this book physically in your hands for free. Just pay P&P, link in bio. Let me deliver this to your door. So what's the profit that you're making on this?
We make $3,250 a month.
3,250.
Yeah.
That's financial freedom alone on this one house.
Yeah, and when you look, all started from a £1 crash course. This deal alone changed my life.
Yeah.
But from then, I've bought again, and again. Last week, we just started to complete on our 7th purchase, which is mad.
Are you still a plumber?
No, I don't do anything now really, other than invest in property.
You were like working your ass off.
7 days a week. I was working hard, not smart.
Right.
And I was working hard for money. I didn't know how to make money work for me. Whereas now I understand how money works and business works. I've got a lot more time, I've got a lot more money, I've got a lot more freedom. And it's awesome, man.
How much are you making on average profit from across the board from all what you're doing now?
About 240 grand a year, 21k a month on average.
Mate, that's awesome.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Less than 2 years I've been at it.
How long did it take you to feel like, you know what, I've mastered this?
I mean, I started in property like 3.5 years ago. So before I even met you, I was like 18 months in and I was making a lot of mistakes. I needed to get smart with it. That's when I came to your crash course and I then learned to run it like an effective business. Then I could see opportunity that other investors couldn't, like this one. So this were on the market for 2 years, sat empty, nobody wanted to buy it. Because I knew what I was doing, we made it into a massive cash flow in property.
What are some of the key things that you've learned about HMOs?
When I came to your crash course, I told you about a 4-bed HMO I'd got. The council declined me on a certificate of lawful use to turn it into a legal HMO. You then taught me about something called C3B, which then meant I could rent it to an assisted living company as a 4-bed HMO. And we got higher cash flow from that than we did a normal HMO.
And also, there's just so many hacks like this that people just don't know.
Yeah.
Even people in the business.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Exactly.
How much is your portfolio worth in total if you added them all up?
Currently, it's sat at about 1.42 mil.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, in Barnsley, that's a lot of house.
Yeah. Yes. I can buy a street for that.
Well done, mate. I'm super proud of you. Connect with James. What's your Instagram?
Yule Properties.
Yule Properties. I'll leave it in the description. What would you say to somebody that's watched me for a little while on YouTube but has not even come to a crash course yet?
I would say, do not wait. When it comes to HMOs, I can personally say there's nobody trains HMOs like you. Not
I
anywhere.
appreciate it.
When you get educated and when you know what you're doing, that's when you can change your life. Anybody can do it, literally anybody.
It all starts at the crash course. Come on down, tickets are £1. I'll see you there. James will probably be there. Let's do the same thing for you.